So, back at my father's, recuperating with my dog and my 3 cats, as I said, descending on him. We kept out of the way as much as possible. Things seemed to be okay. We weren't treading on each other's toes. Um, I was slowly recovering. I didn't feel bad. I was on a course of steroids again to reduce any potential swelling that could occur from the operation. The side effects of the steroids were hysterical. I was up cleaning in my dad's kitchen at all hours. I was bouncing. Everyone was saying how well I seemed and looked. And I was full of life. It was like I'd had a new start. It was quite funny, really. I had a checkup video call on the 18th of November with as I said, I call him the brain man, but with the neurosurgeon, just to see how I was doing. The stitches had to be removed, which was really good because the district nurse came round and did that round at my father's house. So that saved another visit to hospital, and that was really, really good. It made me feel better. Once the stitches had been removed, I could really have a proper shower and a proper hair wash, and that made me feel a lot better about myself as well. So the plan was then that in a couple of weeks' time, I would be seeing the oncologist. And in my particular case, it was the kidney specialist. There is a technical term for it, but I'll stick to the simple terms, kidney. So the kidney cancer man, the oncologist, and discuss treatment plans going forward. So this was arranged for the 29th of November, I think we're up to by now. This meeting I went to on my own, not for any particular reason. It's just that with COVID, it was so difficult to take people in. And I thought, as it was a treatment plan, I would be able to cope with it on my own. I possibly wouldn't need the support of my partner with me, and it was just a discussion. In this meeting, it was explained to me in detail that their plan was to treat me with immunotherapy, which would be by the form of a drip. The drip would be initially for 4 sessions. I'd be having 4 treatments, 4 sessions of two drugs, one after the other. And they agreed I could go to what is the Marina Daglish, which is in the Aintree Hospital, which is nearer to where we were staying. And this was the initial treatment that would be between 3 and 4 weeks between treatments, with scans to make sure that nothing else was growing, and to make sure that or to have a look to see if the immunotherapy was working. The oncologist, the doctor, explained in detail that, as with any of these treatments, there is no guarantee they will work, but they have had quite a lot of success in the past. They're all new treatments, I do believe. Checkpoint inhibitors, I think it's to do with. He explained in detail anyway, and the side effects, because the immunotherapy treatment, as with many of these treatments, can have quite a lot of side effects, and they have to monitor them, and I had to be vigilant in looking for them whilst I was on the treatment, because some of them can be very serious. Various bits of information were printed off for me that I needed about things going forward. The doctor was quite clear in explaining to me the seriousness of my condition. But it was onwards and upwards. We had to try. After the initial 4 treatments of this double dose or double medication, I think the plan was made that after that I would carry on a single medication for a longer term, in the hope that things were working, again with regular scans, to make sure things were going to plan. So that by this time we were on the 29th of November. I had a quick meeting with the kidney surgical team the next day, which was quite amusing. There seemed to have been a bit of a hiccup. I don't think they had received the information from my previous day's meeting with the oncologist with the cancer team, because the surgical team were talking about possible removal of the kidney. I had been told the day before that we were going to treat it to try and shrink it with the immunotherapy before any surgery would be considered. So I think it was just one of those timing things. But that wasn't a problem. I did ask in the meeting with the doctor, with the oncologist, whether it would be starting before Christmas, and he said yes, plenty of time before Christmas. So my first appointment was booked to be started on the 8th of December. With the treatments, what actually happens is, say you have a session booked on the 8th of December, with the treatment I'm having with immunotherapy, you have to have your bloods done 2 days before, which will then go to the lab and check everything's okay. So that, in my case, from the 8th of December would be the 6th of December. And then the day before your treatment, you would have either a face-to-face or a telephone consultation with one of the nurses who conducts the treatments, and the senior practitioners there, to make sure that everything was okay, the results of your bloods. And at that point, the day before, is when they actually order these immunotherapy drugs, because they are made up specifically for the patient for the treatment day. It's not like they get them off the shelf in the supermarket. So that is the procedure for each treatment. 2 days before bloods, 1 day before some sort of consultation by phone or face-to-face, and then the day of the treatment. So that was the plan going forward. And it seemed like a good plan. And as I said, the first one started on the 8th of December. That was my first treatment. I arrived at the centre. Observations are done, blood pressure, all the normal things. Check your temperature. If necessary, check your heart rate, oxygen level, everything else that they would normally do. And sat in a chair. There was a choice of chairs to sit in. I was lucky, I was sat by the window. So I had the window ledge to put things on. And attached through, in my case, it was a cannula in the arm. Some people who are having regular treatments have something called a PICC lining, which I believe, I haven't got one, so I'm only speaking from what I've been told, it stays in your arm, so it's a lot easier to administer anything. Mine was through a cannula, which was put in my arm, and the drugs attached. Saline solution is run through first, and then the first treatment, and then more saline, and then the second treatment, and then I think some more saline. I might be technically wrong, but this is only a guide for anybody else. It took a long time, because they do go through fairly slowly, but I took something to read, I had my phone to play on, and other people to chat to. Volunteers in the hospital were coming around bringing cups of tea all the time, and some lunch, some soup and roll, and it was quite a pleasant experience. I can't say that it was something I would never want to go back for, because there was nothing to dislike about the whole experience. Okay, I think that's enough of me for now. Bye.